Hey, what's going on, channel? So today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I had another video earlier planned, and I posted it. It's done. But I also wanted to just come on for a couple minutes and just talk about consistency and how not being consistent has a very close tie to failure. So you got your consistency, then you got your lack of, and then you got how close failure is. My story is unique, as I shared in some of the other videos. I've had situations that I've been in that I've experienced a great deal of success. I've had situations that I've been in that I didn't quite experience that success. And then I had some that even now looking back, it's not really like regret, but it's like, man, did I pull out too fast? Did I change things too fast? Was I not listening, or paying attention to good guidance, right? And even if you think about like working out, right? Working out is one of those things where if you do it in bursts, you get results in bursts, right? So you work out real good, you diet real good for a certain amount of time, and you start seeing some results and you be like, all right, I'm good, right? Now you start going to the gym a little bit less. You start switching up the routine. Maybe that cheat meal day can happen a little bit more frequent. It shouldn't, but you start doing it. Imagine you doing the wrong things in a repeated kind of motion, right? A repeated basis, let's call it that, right? You're doing it over and over. That's consistency, right? And then you start to get that result. That six-pack that was starting to form is now starting to spread out a little more, right? Those chest muscles that was starting to show, now they're maybe not as tough as they were or firm. And so consistency has gifts. Now let's think if you do it on the flip side. You're consistent with going to the gym, eating the right things, less and less to where maybe it's no cheat meal days, right? And you start seeing those results. Don't question your pursuit. What do I mean by that? I mean that be thankful you're on a journey, because being on a journey, being consistent and moving forward, that's like step one, right? And then you got to stay on that journey, right? Consistency. And you got to go in the right direction, because most roads, basic road, 2-lane, they go two ways. They go forward, they go backwards, forward. And you have a choice. For as long as you have the ability to be the driver on that road, you have a choice in which way you want to go. You want to go forward or you want to go backward. And then, you're driving in your vehicle. At least all the vehicles I know, they have wheels. You have a steering wheel that can move, and you decide which way those turn. Now, I'm not saying there's no higher being involved, because I absolutely believe there is. But for what you have control over, you can decide which way you go. So, you want to go in the right direction and you want to be consistent. Let me tell you about my failures. Without going into too much detail, I've had situations where I had to plan an exit before I got to where I was going. It was a failure on my part for being consistent. I let fear jump in. I let distraction jump in. And even to this day, I pay for some of those mistakes, because unfortunately, this is a lesson that I've learned more than once. I don't think every time that I've made a change in my plans, it was me pulling out early or being inconsistent. I think a lot of it was lack of understanding. When you're on that road and you're trying to go in that direction, I don't know if you remember, it used to be MapQuest. Prior to taking a trip or traveling a long distance, you would print out your directions and you would have it with you. And I think as technology advanced and we went to TomToms, if you remember, the GPS used to sit on your dash and so on and so forth, we started getting a little bit more dependent on those instead. And the good thing is, they're updated, they're colorful, they talk to you. You can even put Snoop Dogg's voice on them. It's getting great. And then we started getting all of this on our phones. So things actually became easier for us to focus in on the direction in which we want to go. But there are still people who will turn that map on and listen to a person beside them, a passenger in the car, when you got all the direction you need right there and you're still questioning it. You know, they know a shortcut. Now, if you just want to use this example as you actually going in the right direction for wherever you're headed to, be careful. They might actually know a shortcut. But if you want to use this as a direction for how you should look at life, follow that GPS, follow that guidance, that higher being, that mentorship. You know, these are areas I'm not afraid to speak on that I haven't trusted sometimes. And it wasn't that I lost faith in it. It was that my question for it, or what I thought I knew or heard to go in a different direction, was just greater in that moment. And I've been impulsive before. I've taken action and went in the wrong direction before, and it felt real good. Nobody else was going in that direction, and it was just as wrong as you know what. So I just wanted to make one point through this whole thing. Be on a path. Stay consistent with that path. Consistency has results. I just pulled up to the gym. I'm going in here now to be consistent. I haven't been the most consistent. I left. I was on a cruise. I worked out on a cruise, but I didn't do it every day. I disappointed myself. May not disappoint you. It may not be your goal. I disappointed myself. And now I got to fix that. So I have to be even more consistent to make up for what that area that I wasn't consistent in. So today, if you don't take nothing else from this, take the message of be consistent. Go in the right direction. Study your path. Don't be afraid to take guidance. Don't turn around too fast. Pay attention and listen, because consistency has results, and it's going to go in the way you want or the opposite way. But be careful. Hope this helps. Have a good day.